when you're trying to describe a data set, one of the first things you want to try to do is describe where the center of the data is located, or the central tendency. Now, we're going to work through this using this data set of 10 numbers, which we've just sort of nominally given X as an identifier for. Now, when you have to do this by hand, one of the first things you should do is try to make life a little easier for you. So put all of the X scores in order from smallest to largest, largest to smallest, as long as they're in order. When you go to calculate and find the median and find the mode, it's going to make your life a lot easier. All right. Another thing you should do to help yourself out is also number all of these scores, which is going to make it a lot easier, and essentially find out how many scores you're actually dealing with as well. So when we're talking about the mean, there are actually two common ways to sort of abbreviate it, either with a capital M or an X with a bar over the top. Finding it is really simple. Add up all the X scores. Now you could transcribe all the values, but it's often a lot easier just to add them all up in a table and give yourself an extra row. So we already found the number of scores we have, so it's really just a simple division problem. The median, when we want to find that by hand, what we're really looking for is the middle score in our data set. Now, a more precise way to say this is that we're looking for the 50th percentile. So what this means is we want to find the score or the value that below which half of the data set, or 50% of the scores, are actually located. Now, this changes if you have an odd number of scores or an even number of scores in your data set. If you have an odd number of scores, there actually truly is a middle score that corresponds to the 50th percentile exactly. However, if you're dealing with a data set that has an even number of scores, there is no sort of true middle score, as you will. Rather, what we have to do is we have to take the average of the two scores that are in the middle. With our data set, we already put everything in order, so this is really easy. So we just find those two middle scores, the 5th and the 6th score, which are 4 and 5, and we find the average of them. 4 plus 5 equals 9, divided by 2 gives us 4.5. When we go to find the mode, what we're actually going to be looking for is the most frequent score. Now, since we put all of our data in order, this is really easy to find and see that it's 4. We have 4 4s, but only 2 5s and 2 6s.